everybody.
What's happening, family?
And welcome back to another episode of
Is This Gonna Cause an Argument?
My name is That Chick Angel, also known as Angel Lakita Moore Tanksley. And tell them who you are, baby.
My name is Marcus Tanksley, also known as Tank, also known as Marcus Ain't on the Gram.
And we are both the host of Is This Gonna Cause an Argument? We've been doing this podcast for 4 years now.
You a lie.
You saying it's 5?
There's more than 4, ain't it?
No, it might be close to 5. The twins were babies.
Were they?
Yeah.
The podcast. You've been vlogging since before Marcus was born.
Yes.
So you were 4 lie.
No.
Been at this for 11 years, 12 years.
No, we have been doing this.
That's crazy. We've been doing this for 4 years.
4 whole years.
Now that I think about it, it doesn't seem real.
Yeah, so we've been trucking along for a very long time. So if this is your first time joining us on this journey, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for joining. I don't know what took you so long to get here.
We were bi-weekly. No, first we were whenever we could remember to get it up.
Then we were bi-weekly, and that fell off halfway through the year.
And now we are
every single week.
Every Wednesday. You're going to find us here doing this podcast. Okay?
Right here.
And we are a podcast where we cover everything. It doesn't even matter. It could be relationships. It could be, I don't know, politics. It could be
family.
Current events.
Anything. Weather.
It's whatever we have on our mind.
One thing we do is we usually keep it kind of light because, especially this year, people had enough to be down about.
Yeah.
So we feel this was a place that people could come to get a smile in, take a little bit of the weight off their shoulders for the day.
Yeah.
We didn't feel the need to constantly go deep. We may go deep every now and then, but it's not on purpose.
It's not on purpose. We here.
We got enough people out there that will take you there.
We're here to try to put a little sunshine on your face.
Yeah.
Now, we also have Patreon members here that are in the comments and are completely distracting me right now. Yeah, they are. But I love them. Patreon, so huge shout out.
Yeah, they're watching it live, so they may skew this
whole conversation
left, right, up or down. We have no idea. But shout out to the Patreon. What's happening? Patreon. We call them the immediate family.
Yes.
They all up in the building. Those are the Angel Wings and Tanks Riders.
Yes, so they're in here. They're watching it live, and I'm using my old iPhone to stream this. So they're like, "Is that a fan? What is that?" It's my old iPhone making, I guess, noises because there's no fan on.
Your phone is making noises?
It's got a little. They're saying they can hear white noise or a fan, and there's no.
You should have put that thing in the garbage disposal.
No, this thing is still a good phone. If you ain't throwing yours away, they can't even get the updated version for you to be able to use.
But
stuff
I'm using
at work.
it. That's the one I'm on right now, reading these comments.
Yeah, that's all it's doing. You ain't streaming.
I could. You ain't gonna hear no lawnmower in the background.
You don't know if you can stream. Shoot, you don't know.
Raggedy phone.
Don't talk about my phone. My phone has gotten us here. It's gotten us to being able to do this every week this year.
It's still raggedy.
Raggedy.
That's what hoopties do. They get you to where you need to go.
We also have 3 fantastic sponsors that we will tell you all more about today. They are Mother's Dirt, BetterHelp, and Every Plate. So,
what's happening?
If you all want to be able to
sponsors,
you telling the sponsors what's happening.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sluggish. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, let's go ahead and jump into our first topic of the day, which is what is it called? In My Feelings.
You go.
Okay. With good or bad? You come on, direct it. I'm usually the one.
What's got you feeling bad? What's got you feeling down?
What's got me feeling down is my throat feels tight. I know I don't have COVID because I just got COVID tested today. But I feel like I've been having all types of ailments here lately that don't make any sense. That's pissing me off. So recently, we went to Napa to participate in the Bald and the Beautiful Adventures, okay? And my foot was hurting the entire time.
Yeah.
And it frustrated me so bad because I think I sprained my ankle or something. And there was really nothing I could do about it. It was just like, okay, try to elevate your feet and see if it'll go away. And it's getting better. Not only that, my boobs were engorged. And my breast hurt the entire trip.
Yeah, it was. I feel bad for Angel.
And now my throat hurts. It's like tight. And it might be this little chain that I got on because my throat can't be taken.
Take it off.
Okay, well, it's a brand deal chain and it's so cute.
Well, you shouldn't have said
that. It's so adorable, but it might be that. Yep. That's what it is. As my throat ain't used to being having like a what you call it?
Anything tight on it?
Yeah, it's not used to being able to have anything tight on it. So being 40 and seeing things on me just fall apart just pisses me off.
Ain't nothing fell apart. You had your foot. You did something to it. Who knows what that was? Mm-hmm. And it's gonna get better. And your throat's tight over things that you know of why they're tight or why it's sore.
But I don't
You did it last week. You was feeling sick because you had on a hoodie.
Right, but that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I should be able to wear necklaces and whatnot. What's got you feeling good? What's got you feeling some type of way?
Yeah, some type of way. What's got me feeling some type of way? I can't put my finger on it, and that's what's got me feeling some type of way. I think it's my sleep schedule is off. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's kind of hard to. I can't really put my finger on what it is.
But something ain't got you.
Maybe I ain't had enough water over this weekend. Did a lot of drinking.
Did a whole lot of drinking.
But I never got tipsy. Never got buzzed. Just did a whole lot of drinking.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Maybe I just need some more water. I don't know. This COVID-19 crap has got me feeling some type of way.
Tell me how. Why?
This inflammation of cases throughout the country.
Inflammation of cases.
That's not the right terminology.
Influx.
Yeah, influx. There you go. This influx. I was about to say influx. I said that ain't right. This influx of cases throughout the nation. Mm-hmm. It's quite annoying. Yeah. Just want this thing to end. I almost wish they would just like do a mandate of an extremely just hard stop everything shutdown for like a month.
Wow.
I think it's what it would take.
Wow, I think everyone would lose their loving mind.
But they could lose it in quarantine.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what other countries was doing. You saw India, they was beating people up in the street for coming outside.
Were they?
Yeah, the cops. God, they would mollywop your ass if they saw you in the street.
Really? Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. And we are the worst because they cut them cases out so quick. I know somebody, they have family in the Philippines, and they said you were not allowed to leave your zip code. They had borders set up. You had to show your ID. You were not allowed to leave your city. Like, these other countries went ham in these streets. It's like, we're going to cut this out right now.
And why do you think we won't get right?
Because it's people are hard-headed. They think it has something to do with their freedom or their liberty and all that type of crap. They think it's a political move to try to save people's lives, and that's stupid.
I just really don't understand like what makes people not understand the gravity of this. But yeah. I guess, I don't know if it even takes like someone they know loving and dying, because I don't think that'll change people.
I heard somebody last week. I didn't even bother engaging in it. I did a little bit, but she said something along the lines of, I don't know why they just don't let everybody catch it and then see who gets it and who doesn't. I said, well, try telling that to the 200,000 people dead.
Right.
And she's like, then I thought, you know what? I hope nobody in your family dies from this slowly.
That's
agonizing pain. You
nitwit.
Hey, no, that wasn't the words I was gonna say. There's gonna be all kinds of stuff in there, but yeah. So I think that's what it really truly needs to be, like martial law. Shut it down. Not even the military. Keep them out. Everybody just stay inside. Stay away from people. Do a hard shutdown. Make it extremely strict. if people get pissed off, tell them to move out of the country. They ain't gonna be able to go nowhere because everybody else is shut down.
Ain't nobody allowing us over
No,
there.
nobody's allowing. We
Other
are
than
the toxic
Mexico.
country. Nobody is allowing us to come into their borders because they see how we are not doing what we need to do. You got states in the United States that never locked down.
Yeah.
They just out and free and doing whatever they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had all these other, even Italy, they were the epicenter at one point in time. They got it under control.
Yeah.
Everybody's got this thing. You got third world countries that got this under control. But here you have the almighty U.S. and we still running rampant. And that's why. It's too, honestly, I never thought I'd say this. It's too much goddamn freedom.
Too much freedom. Yeah, you would have somebody lose their mind hearing you say that.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. You got, hey, wear a mask. I shouldn't have to wear a mask. You putting other people in danger. You either wear a mask or go home. You don't want to go home? We'll put you in the field with the rest of the people that you can't escape with, and we won't even feed you. Y'all have to live off grass and bugs. And if you die, so be it. You deserve it.
Well,
because you're at this point, you can possibly kill 10 other people. So this is the drastic measures we're taking. This is where I'm at, people. This is how sick and tired I am of this COVID-19 and everybody thinking that it's like they made mask political, which is stupid.
Marcus Tanksley for 2024.
Nah, you don't want me running.
How did I say my own last name wrong? I said Tanksley. So we are having
That's
some
what
technical...
Tanksley's at. Yeah, we having technical difficulties with
so
Angel's
we're going
trash
to...
iPhone.
Shut up. So we're going to be right back, and we'll give you a little word from our sponsor when we do. All right, you guys, we are back, and we want to tell you all about our first sponsor of the day, and that's Mother Dirt. I was adding an S before, but it's actually Mother Dirt. And I know you're probably thinking, what is Mother Dirt? Because it's such an interesting name. Well, y'all know over here, and is this going to cause an argument? We're all about this pretty skin, okay?
Y'all see my skin. I see y'all commenting weekly how beautiful my skin is. Except that birthmark right there.
That birthmark, ain't nothing wrong with it.
It's beautiful too, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Mother Dirt is the world's first live and active probiotic skincare wellness system that restores your skin microbiome. So what does that mean?
Tell me.
So you get out here and you be trying all this stuff in the department stores and you don't even know what in the world you putting on your skin. Well, what they're doing is actually using something that is, their AO Plus is Restorative Mist. That's one of their products. Their AO Plus Restorative Mist is a patented, first of its kind product to use live and active probiotics to repair, restore, and nourish the skin's microbiome. I'm all about when you're trying to repair something on your body, trying to use things that the body recognizes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like whatever.
Introducing foreign stuff.
Exactly. So if I'm having digestive system problems, I'm like, let me use some probiotics. If I am not feeling as great, I'm trying to drink water. I'm trying to use things that the body recognizes. And that's kind of the way the skincare is approached. There's no such thing as bad skin, only bad skincare. Our active probiotic system is grounded in science that radically transforms the way you care for your skin. Our products are formulated with earth-driven ingredients. So that's what I was referring to. And powerful probiotic extracts that restore your skin to its most vibrant state. Modern skincare has scrubbed, peeled, and stripped it all away. You understand what we're saying?
You under gig.
Under gig? Under dig. Destroying the vital balance that keeps the biological peace, okay? So we found a revolutionary way to biohack it back in. Our all products are effective, gentle, and designed for all ages and all skin types, even the most sensitive. AO Plus Restorative Mists have been clinically proven to restore clarity and balance in 4 weeks. Never tested on animals and do not contain animal-derived ingredients. Offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it's made in the USA. Okay?
Right.
So if you have oily skin, if you're acne prone, I know at one point in time I was acne prone. I more so have dry skin right here. And I don't like to listen.
Just touching beside her nose for y'all that listening.
Yes, right here beside my nose. And I do not like to use harsh stuff on my skin. I'm not here for it at all. So if you're someone who's like myself and likes to use more natural things that come from the earth on your body, and you have issues that you're dealing with on your skin, definitely give Mother Dirt a try. So here's the call to action. This is what we want you all to do. Go to motherdirt.com to get 20% off site-wise when you use the promo code ARGUE.
Argue.
Again, go to motherdirt.com and use our promo code ARGUE for 20% off site-wide. We thank Mother Dirt for sponsoring this podcast.
Thank you, Mother Dirt.
So, I would love to talk about what's got me
Now, let me get back on this pandemic and these idiots. And I'm just playing.
What?
I went off on a tangent. It hit a nerve, but I'm glad I said what I said. I'm not going to apologize to any of it.
Don't apologize to any of it. You're not going to apologize for it?
For anything that I said.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I ain't taking nothing back that I said. I said what I said, and I said it.
I said what I said.
It's always at least one. I'm going to get probably 4. Well, just go ahead and shut up right now.
Boy, chill out. No, we're not. Stop.
No, just... What's got you feeling good?
Well, what's got me feeling good is
but for real, though.
I just got back from Napa.
Yes, you did.
With my husband. And I had a blast.
Did you?
Specifically with you. I had a blast with the Fredericks and Joshie Gonzalez. But I had a blast with you, sir.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. You give good love to me. Yeah. You know it. Never.
Girl, just go ahead and go with the story. What you gonna say?
It was a really good time. It was nice to just be able to connect with you. It was nice to build our friendship with the Fredericks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is so... I kept telling Kim and Melissa this. They are the cutest couple.
They are.
They are an adorable couple. He's like, you're saying it like we are so much younger than you. I was like, but y'all are so cute together.
Yeah, they are.
So it was nice to just bond with them, bond with Josh, with his young old spirit.
You ain't got a young old spirit?
Yes, he's very mature.
I say he's mature. He don't have an old spirit.
No,
though.
that's when I say young old, I'm referring to just him being mature. He's not like, no, he doesn't act like he's 64, but he has the maturity of a grown man.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was just a good time.
It was fun.
And we haven't been out of these 4 walls other than for work in a very long time, like most people. Somebody said, did Marcus knock Angel's ankle loose? No, it was already hurting.
Ankle was already hurting. I may have made it feel better, though.
Hey. So it was just good. It was a really good. I feel like it's going to be great content as well. So not just for the fun of it. We were actually out there working.
Yeah, we're actually working, y'all.
Meaning we are having these experiences, wanting to share them with you, wanting to give people who watch us ideas of what they can do once the world opens back up. And also, like, even after prior to the world opening up, like safe places to go where you don't have to worry about catching COVID at such an alarming rate. Like not going to the club, but having a private tasting at a table by yourself, separated from everyone else. Yeah. These are things that you can do.
Can easily be accomplished.
Right. So it was just good. I really feel like everybody who sees the footage is really going to enjoy it. And they're really going to get a lot of laughs. It was just a good time, and we got to...
I'm going to tell you what, there was so much that didn't get caught that I wish got caught. Because there was times we were laughing in tears, and I'm like, why isn't this getting recorded right now? Because you can't record everything.
Right.
But it's one of those instances, it's like, God dang, I wish somebody else had seen this.
Yes. When we got to our first winery, and we got to do our first toast, it was like, oh, we're really doing this.
Yeah, this actually happened. Like, we said it, and we here.
And we're here. So I don't know.
That was like a surreal moment. It's like,
We doing this. So I don't know where our next trip will be. I do believe I'm in charge of planning that one.
Yeah, that's you.
So it'll still be somewhere within the state because it'll be probably within, at least within 2 months. So I'm assuming the world will still be in the same predicament, if not worse of a predicament. So we're gonna find something, or I might be able to plan something that doesn't take us far out. That it has us here in LA, but it's something that we haven't experienced.
You know, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you would. If it's dope, you'd be like, all right, yep, that'll work. So yeah, it was good. I did miss that baby though. I did miss little Amar. I had never been away from him that long, and I knew that he was going through it with weaning, which didn't happen. He's back to nursing as if I never went away. But I'm gonna start to wean him off, for real. But it was I want him off. Why are you looking at me like that? No. Why are you looking at me like that though?
Like what?
You know how you looking at me.
Angel, relax. All right, just relax. What's got me feeling good? Actually, Napa too. That was an experience. It was fun. We showed up and we showed out. Smoother than a fresh Josh Skippy.
Smoother than a fresh Josh Skippy. I was so happy. Listen, y'all.
You was happy. Don't. Hey, I'm talking.
I wasn't done.
This is my time.
I wasn't done.
My time.
I wasn't done. I wasn't done. I did a lot of shopping for my husband prior to the trip, and typically I don't do that well with him. But I did another approach this time.
She did. Completely different approach.
And it worked out. I got most of the stuff.
Because I'm going to tell you, like, my style has changed. It changes annually. My style, switch it up a little bit. So Angel usually tries to get me stuff that she thinks I would like. And it never goes over well. Like, for the 16 years we've been together, it's usually like 95% of the time it's like, that was awful. That was an awful choice.
You just don't. I mean, no, it's not even that. Like, because you love that shirt with the guitar man on it. Who's that?
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix.
The Jimi Hendrix
Yeah,
shirt.
I ain't going to say 95. 80% of the time. 80%, right? Because it's rarely you shop for me for clothes, but it's like when you do, it's in bulk. It's like, all right, you get me 10 things. Like, 3 of those 10 things is fire, and I love them. And the others is like, it's really not me. I'm not feeling that.
Yeah.
Because she was shopping for something that she thought I would like. This time around, she took it a different approach. But yeah, she called him a guitar man.
I couldn't remember who was on the
show. She took a different approach by shopping for what she thought I would look good in.
And it worked out. And there was stuff that he was like, when I was on the website picking it out, he's like, nah, I wouldn't like it. I was like, I'm getting it anyways. He tried it on. He's looking fire.
I'm not an internet shopper. I'm like, I need to be in there and I need to put the stuff on.
I mean, I'm the same way. But I was also, I think even in store, you wouldn't have picked it out. But because I bought it, you were like, oh, I'll try it on. And you looked good. Okay.
Anyhow. So yeah, just Napa, that was great. Just this new beginning of this whole, whatever this is going to turn into has got me feeling good. I was telling Angel like today, my creative thought process is like shut down right now and it's annoying me. Because I was trying to think of new, not just for Bottom Beautiful, but for everything, as I was trying to get my website back up for Man Shit. By the way, Man Shit, MANSHYT, that's my 100% natural beard and body butter that I have. It's great. I use it. I love it. What was messed up is I forgot to pack it when we went to Napa.
So he just used olive oil.
And I feel a huge difference. So, yeah, I need to
do
the thing, get that back on.
Man shit.
But, yeah, so check it out. Again, MANSHYT, manshit.com.
SHYT, manshit.com.
Stop
it's
it.
For you
Stop it.
Man shit.
If you keep on, I'm going to get some chips and I'm going to talk and chew for the rest of the podcast.
Let me just finish it.
No.
Come on.
No, anyway, so we back and it's great. Definitely check out Napa. We had fun though. It was off the hook.
What was your favorite moment that we can give them just a little
A favorite moment? That brunch. That first brunch.
That's what I told them on my live earlier.
Y'all.
That first brunch at Hilltop
Whew.
was amazing.
It was out the hook. It was out the hook. Y'all, English muffins are not trash. I thought that until this weekend when I had a homemade English muffin.
It was so
fire.
Good. You know what else is good? Lamb sausage.
Lamb sausage. Never had it before. Had it this weekend at Hilltop. Oh my God. All sausage is trash in comparison.
We didn't have the lamb sausage at Hilltop.
Where we have it?
It
was at a Goose and Gander. Goose. I don't think Hilltop had lamb sausage because we definitely would have got that.
One of the Patreon members said, "Was this trip more motivation for you to become a full-time entrepreneur?" That's the way I'm going to word it.
What did they say?
Just answer the question. I'll tell you.
I see. No, I'm already motivated to become a full-time entrepreneur.
It wasn't more motivation?
Nah. It's just me trying to figure out of ways to better use my time that I have to help that along.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I concur. I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump into the next topic. Or not the next topic, the main topic of the podcast. We decided, even though we still have one whole month yet left, we decided that we wanted to kind of reflect on 2020 because I feel as though 2020 so much has happened. It's like it's actually a sin and a shame to wait till the end of the year to figure out what it's trying to tell you.
Yeah.
What it's teaching. Because it's been throwing stuff.
If you catch it in January and you I mean, it ain't never too late, but yeah, it's too late.
So this podcast is about lessons that 2020 has taught us. Because it has been throwing things at us left and right.
Yeah, for everybody.
Yeah, it's been
2020 is definitely going down in history.
So many.
Like, you know how like certain events go down in history, like assassinations or an earthquake or like an election, like when Obama became president. All those things. The year of 2020 is going down in history of 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
People would have thought if you said say what?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, if you said like back in the day in the like mid 90s, if you said the year 2000 was going to happen, all this stuff was supposed to happen in the year 2000.
Right.
The year 2000 was like the end of the world, and the clocks, the computers are going to shut down, and this is going to happen, and it's plagues, and it's in the Bible, and the Mayan calendar stops at the year 2000, and it's going to end. No, it waited 20 years.
Yes, this is what it's definitely. 2020 is acting the way we thought 2000 was going to act. Well, before we jump into that topic, we're going to go ahead and give a shout out to our second sponsor of this podcast episode, and that is Every Plate. And y'all, I love Every Plate so much. I'm about to be ordering a month's supply of Every Plate for this house as well because it is so amazing. One, it is so inexpensive. Every Plate rounds out to or averages out to $2.99 per meal for 3 weeks.
So cheap.
That is so inexpensive. I just don't even understand how you're going to find anything better.
And it's good, y'all.
Yes, it always will lead to fuller plates, fuller wallets, and it's considered America's best value meal kit. You get meals you'll enjoy, and your bank account will love. Delivered right to your door. Think of it this way: one meal is the same price as 1 cup of coffee. I can tell you right now, it's cheaper than the refreshers that I get from Starbucks.
What cup of coffee?
Listen,
unless you're making it at home.
Every Plate dinners are a cheaper alternative to takeout and delivery. The recipes come together in about 30 minutes. Definitely faster than a trip to the grocery store and starting a meal from scratch. Every Plate offers contactless delivery to your doorstep for easy home cooking on a budget. Less time deciding on what to cook means more time enjoying good food with family. Every plate's easy to follow recipes and pre-portioned ingredients take the stress out of dinner time. Every plate does the meal planning, shopping, and prepping for you, taking the time-consuming guesswork out of cooking. Never buy more ingredients than you need because every plate's recipes come with everything already pre-measured. Every plate now offsets 100% of their carbon emissions. And every plate is constantly expanding their shipment zone. So check and make sure your zip code is included where they ship at checkout. So, let me tell y'all. Every plate is something that this gal loves and needs because you all know I am an entrepreneur as well as an actress. So I am constantly working. Yes, things happened over here.
Angel's lips just had a mind of their own just now. That we are not cooperating with the rest of your mouth.
But I'm constantly working. Marcus is always complaining about me being on my laptop for a long time through the day. And a lot of times I get so tired because I don't feel like coming up with something to cook the kids. But let me tell you, every plate makes it so much easier. Just being able to know that there's food just there, already pre-measured. I already know how it's going to come together. Like that, you just can't get no better than that. When it comes to like meal delivery services, you're just not going to get this type of quality for this price.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
The quality is good, y'all. It's not like you doing fast food or something.
Yeah.
Food is good. Angel fixed a couple of meals from every plate. And I was like, where you get this? I, for real, thought she had pulled out the cookbook. And she actually led me on for a little while.
Nah, I surely did. I was like, I just, whipped it up,
The food is good, though.
So this is what we want you to do. Get 3 weeks of Every Plate meals for only $2.99 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering the code ARGUE3.
ARGUE3.
Again, we want you to go to everyplate.com, okay? And click on, and enter the promo code ARGUE3.
ARGUE3.
We thank Every Plate for sponsoring this podcast.
Thank you, Every Plate.
I heard that.
Every plate.
Yeah, it happened to you too. It happens contagious. To the best of us. It happens, oh my gosh, it happens to the best of us. So, what have we learned in 2020? Hell, I just had a lesson happen right here, right now. Got some stuff due today. Didn't remember it. Oh my gosh. I have realized in 2020 that if I want to do it all, I can't do it alone. That is what I realized.
That's a good one.
Okay?
Like for real.
If I want to do it all, which I do, I want to be a good mom. I want to be a good wife. I want to be a good entertainer. I want to be a good mogul. I want to be all those things. If I want to do it all, I cannot do it alone. And I had to scale up my team. I had to get an assistant, a virtual assistant. I'll eventually have to add to that and get an in-person assistant. I had to get more consistent help with the kids. Because I couldn't, with virtual learning, I couldn't be the teacher's assistant while also being the editor.
Yeah.
I couldn't even do be the content creator and the editor at the same time. It's not my portion. It's not my specialty. I can do it, and I actually don't take that long to do it. But it's still not possible for me to do all the things and think I'm going to do them well. I'm going to start failing at one of the things. And I feel like that potentially has been what has held me back. I actually knew, because you've heard me say several times, I just need the right team. The right team. And
you've attempted to assemble that team numerous times in the past.
I have attempted several times to assemble the right team.
And the box that we were picking from said trash, but we just didn't believe it. We said, this can't be right.
Yeah, I was like, let's just recycle it and just get it to look good. Yeah. Let's get it to look good. Maybe it'll look better or something. And no, that just was not going to work. It's just not going to work that way. So Being able to delegate, being able to find the right people to delegate to, has definitely increased my productivity and increased the execution of better ideas. Because before I was having to land on my, softer ideas because that's all I could pull off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I'm able to.
Yeah, because you can't go ham.
Right.
Balls to the wall and.
Right. I can't go ham on my more complicated ideas because.
You handling 1,000 other light ideas.
Exactly. Or no, because the light ideas are all I can handle. It's just like the light ideas I can handle without a team.
Quick, yeah.
But I'm like, I have bigger ideas than this, but I know I can't do them by myself. So, that was...
So you just said, realizing that she needs some milk.
Listen, I needed a whole milk. You hear me? Whole milk. So that was one of the big lessons that 2020 taught me. What about yourself, Tankonia?
Big lessons 2020 taught me was to stop waiting. Don't wait for anything and just do. Like with everything, and that's the conclusion I came with. Like when we were talking, even with Bottled and Beautiful, we were talking about doing that. Especially with like the whole Big Leap thing. This is Rush for the Big Leap. Everybody's reading through that. I have learned more from listening to people that read the Big Leap than I have from reading the Big Leap.
When's the last time you read it?
Don't worry about that. But it's like, at this point, I'm like, I ain't waiting for nothing. Like, Angel could walk in here and be like, Marcus, we're going to start building roller coasters. I'm like, all right, so am I drawing them? You want me to start going in people's backyard and anchoring down concrete? We don't know nothing about engineering a roller coaster, but god dang it, I'm going to try.
What do you think was causing you to wait? What was it?
Time and procrastination.
Okay, that's what I say. Let's call it what it is. What do you think was causing you to procrastinate?
Yeah, procrastination.
Why?
In itself. Because I feel like, all right, I need time to figure this out. And it's like, you figure it out while you're doing it.
But do you ever think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am in this moment. Do you think you're waiting, the procrastination, the thing that you're saying that you're falling back on, which is, I need to do more research, if that is a mechanism that you're using, like a coping mechanism that you're using?
Possibly, I don't know. I just said it this weekend. Look, we ain't going up. Look, men don't be thinking that deep into stuff. I just know,
you know what?
It was a problem. I don't even know what the problem is, but I know how I'm moving forward.
But do you know how it would be helpful if you knew what the problem is?
Like, I'm hungry, but what is the true feeling behind your hunger?
It's not a simple urge. But don't you see how it would be beneficial for you to know what it is and why?
Yeah, absolutely.
We had this conversation at Napa of how
women are psychologists. Every single one of y'all.
No. We are willing.
Which one is it?
Psychologists. We are willing, a lot of times, women, to begin to dissect our emotions, our actions, and our thoughts, just to get to the core of those things. Where men, like Marcus, like Kevin, and this is probably typically for older men, because that takes work for them to do. Because it's not that you can't figure it out. You just don't feel like trying to sit here and
you damn right. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's part of procrastinating. Let me think of my feelings and not do this yet. Put that on hold so I can get my feelings together.
That's not part of procrastination. That's not. But see, that's the thing that I'll be trying to say to him, and then we're gonna move on. Is that if you can figure out
I owe you one too, don't forget. I ain't gonna slap shit out of me. Caught me off guard. Go ahead.
But if you can figure out what that thing is that's causing the procrastination, it'll be easier to get it to stop. Because you just saying, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm sure there's been several times that you've been like, let me just do it. And then you look up and you still haven't done the thing.
Nope, not once.
He's so loud.
Not once.
So anyway.
Once my mind is made up, it's made up. You know that too.
Whatever.
Mars, why you still doing that? Hey, I said I was gonna do it.
Whatever. I do think a part of your lesson is also, and I think you're still learning that lesson, is what things you should be doing and what things you need to let go and have somebody else do immediately.
I did learn that. I learned that a couple months ago.
I still think you could learn it even stronger, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd be getting you to do it.
No, but sometimes I be trying to help you before you get to frustration, and sometimes you just want to get there.
Because I just want to figure it out.
Yes, and I get that. I just don't want you to get frustrated, and I can see
because a lot of this stuff should be real simple. The problem is Angel still be using my laptop sometimes, and that throws me off kilter.
I only was using it for a period of time when mine was broken.
Yeah, but the stuff that you used it for is the stuff I be needing it for. So right now it's locked onto all her passwords and accounts, and I'm just like, why can't I just switch this over to my account?
And so I was like...
So I be trying not to delete her stuff because I know she may need it again sometime. I don't really want to delete information.
That's why I be saying, just let me fix it real quick. That way you don't have to...
Your stuff don't always be quick. Because when I want it quick, I don't want to rush you. So when I want it done and it needs to be done, I want it right now.
I get it.
And I don't want to approach you with that, here, stop whatever the hell you're doing because you said you was going to do this. Do it. Fix it.
No, I get that. So I'm not even going to try to clarify.
No, that's the true reason behind it.
Okay. All right.
Are you done dissecting my thoughts?
Yeah.
God dang. So that's what I learned in 2020. Just do it.
Something else that 2020 has.
Oh yeah, y'all. She Rick James me. She just.
I did not hit my husband that hard, and I would never do it.
We may even caught it on camera. She grabbed my hand right after. She knew I was gonna follow up with one.
No, it was hilarious. Melissa about fell out of her chair laughing at us.
Go ahead.
Another thing I learned in 2020.
Give me a water. You see me looking over here.
I don't know what you're trying to do. You've been over here searching for. Another thing that 2020 has taught me is that I am full of great ideas. I have to realize that, like...
That's that preacher glass right there.
Yes, that did. That sounded like preacher glass. I'm full of great ideas.
You are.
And
I've been telling you that. Like, Angel's ideas... I'm glad you now are like starting to act on ideas more and more, because Angel would come up with like a great idea, and we always talk about people. I do anyway. Talk about how people vibe. Like, you don't even have to talk to that person, but if y'all know each other, even if you're on the same level of accomplishment, if you sitting there constantly thinking of ideas, it's been a proven fact that other people in that same wavelength will think of the similar ideas. Like, you hear people like, "Oh my God, I thought of that too." Not to say that it's like it every time, but it's been multiple occasions where Angel will come up with an idea, she'll write it down and just be like sitting there playing it out loud over and over, and next thing you know, somebody else has done it and completed it. And it's happened so many times in the past. It's like, why don't you... And it's not like people are like taking her ideas to other people, because it's like no degree of separation between those other people. It's just like, Angel, when you come up with these ideas, you are actually putting them out in the atmosphere, and those wavelengths are reaching other people, or whatever it may be, and you just need to start acting on this stuff. Like, do it, handle it.
Yeah, I
wonderful ideas.
It's wow, but what it is that what I needed for myself is to stop needing validity of those ideas to come from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have needed that because I be on that whole words of affirmation stuff.
Mm-hmm. Regardless of how much we all tell her that she can do it.
But no, even with every idea, I get nervous because I need somebody to first tell me it's a good idea.
No.
So a lot of the time, when you all are especially watching Here's the Thing with me and Kev, and I might blurt out an idea, I am doing that to force myself to believe in the idea as I speak it without confirmation. Mm-hmm. Knowing that typically I will get confirmation from people, but me speaking it out loud in that big of a forum is me putting my stamp of approval on it. It's me going, Yep, it's good.
Yeah, because you need to realize it don't matter who thinks it's a good idea or not.
Yeah. So that's where 2020 has got me into that place, because I be overthinking things with the thought of, okay, I be running things by people. I be like, okay, Denora, okay, I'm gonna explain this thing. Okay, Marcus, I'm gonna explain this thing.
30 business meetings.
Okay.
I tell all the time, if somebody be unemployed, you got more business meetings. This is back in the day. Like, who are you meeting with now? Why are you meeting with them? I just bouncing ideas off of them. And that's all they do is sit around and talk about ideas, and it wasn't nobody executing.
I hate you.
Like a bunch of unemployed chicks sitting around thinking up ideas and ain't moving nowhere with them.
But no, it'd be...
Yeah, I'm at work making minimum wage.
No, you better stop lying on yourself. Before we get into the next thing that 2020 taught you, I want to bring up our last sponsor of today's episode. This is a sponsor that we thoroughly enjoy, and we're grateful for them sponsoring this podcast, and we're grateful just for their existence. And that is BetterHelp. That is Better, H-E-L-P. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? It's so weird how we talked about Marcus's procrastination, and how I was saying, Marcus, why don't you begin talking to yourself about the things that cause you to procrastinate? And you were like, no, I don't want to. Well, you know what? BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist.
That's facts.
You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is a professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so you don't have to ever sit in a comfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so that they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit BetterHelp.com/argue. That's Better, H-E-L-P, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. Now, this is a special offer for Is This Going to Cause an Argument listeners. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/argue. Thank you, BetterHelp.
Thank you, BetterHelp.
And then make sure you check it out at BetterHelp.com/argue.
Yes, let me tell you, that definitely can change your life. And we have seen it change people's lives. Just talking to a professional and not somebody who, is analytical.
Yeah.
No. I'll just say it is important, like, especially for us, people that look like me.
And listen, in this day and age, with all the stuff going on, there's so many things that can just be weighing on you, and having a professional licensed therapist is an essential, necessity. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, what else has 2020 taught you?
2020 has taught us, that's the biggest right there. I probably shouldn't have started with that. Just do it. Nike.
Gotta have another one, babe.
I know.
I know you. No, it's Mark is doing the.
But it's for me, it's been to be more open. Now, I think I said this last year too. But to be more open to ideas that I normally wouldn't be, that I don't naturally gravitate to. Mm-hmm. Like when it's anything from collaborations to different ideas of growth. Just being more open to those things, because as y'all know, I can be a bit of an introvert. By me, that's just me. Mm-hmm. Once I get my, it's too hot for all that. Once I get my coming out of my comfort zone, even once I expand from that, being able to look at something that I wouldn't normally do, and just be like, you know what, that would be a good avenue. Let me do that anyway. What about you, Angel?
That was the end of your talk?
Yeah.
I want to talk more about that.
No, you talked enough. Let's hit yours and then we'll wrap back around.
I talked enough. What are you talking about?
You talked about mine enough. Let's hit yours and then we'll wrap back around.
I haven't talked enough about yours. We just said you just said opening up.
I said we're going to hit yours and then come back to mine.
Why is that?
Because that's what we're going to do.
I want to talk more about being open.
God, you annoying. Come on.
How has that helped you? How has that helped you in 2020? Have you been more open in 2020?
Yeah, absolutely.
In what ways?
The fact that just like the way posting content, like being open, just like stepping outside of my normal schedule of doing things. You know, it's like before I would try to make things work within my schedule. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna make my schedule work around what I want to do. Normally I wouldn't have done that because I can be a robot like that. Like, you know, I'm programmed. Rigid. I program myself, be very rigid. This is what I do. This is my schedule. This is how it's gonna be done. Stepping outside of that comfort zone.
Okay, 2020 has taught me that, or as Kevin always is telling me, is take my space is what he's saying. I actually had this conversation with Melissa at one point in time.
Which one?
Fredericks. Because I am now, what do you call it, more integrated into the Kev on Stage Studios family. Before, I was just touching and going. Touching in, do a little game night, deuces out, right? Now that I am more a part of the brand that he's built, I am very cognizant of it. And I am like, I don't want to overstep my bounds. I have been the owner, CEO of That Chick Angel brand for 11 years, okay? Yeah. I have not had to come up under anyone's brand in the content world for a long time. Even when I was doing Mom's View back in the day, I just had to not cuss, which was easy, but I was still able to be like 100% me. Not saying that is not what Kevin wants from me, but because it's been so long of me doing things my way, I'm very much so like, don't want to overstep my bounds, want to make sure I'm playing the role that you asked me to play, yada, 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 because at the end of the day, it is still a boss-employer relationship. You know what I'm saying? Kevin and Melissa are my employers. However, Kev has been advocating for me to like completely like go ahead, be 100%, come with the ideas 100%, you know, operate at 100%. So it's very weird trying to do this. I have not perfected this at all. Even today, I'll tell you a quick story and then we'll go over to you. Even today, you know, we've been working with this company, Audio Boom. They're the wonderful company that has been partnering us with other, with brands like BetterHelp and like Mother Dirt. Yeah. So I control that over here. When they come in, I'm the one who says yes or no, yada, yada, yada. I get the copy, all that stuff. If they need us to order something so we have a personal experience with it, I'm the one who does it. Well, I recently got an email from Audio Boom, but towards here's the thing. And I was like, I'm not going to respond to them.
Yeah. That ain't me.
Dude, I'm not going to do that. I had to text Kev on the side and be like, I ain't trying to step on toes. Am I supposed to place an order with these people? He was like, yes.
Yeah, you be getting mad. Angel!
Take your rightful place. And I'm like, can we define it again? I just want to make sure. So, you know, I am getting better. No, am I? I don't know. I'm trying to get better at it. I just want to I always want to lead with respect first. But I think Kevin and Melissa are both letting me know that I have already shown that is my intention. So even if I did overstep, they would know it was still out of respect and not out of disrespect. That I thought that this is what I was supposed to do. So that is why I did it. But I'll still probably always be asking and just making sure, because this is one thing that I do know, because it's taken me so long to build my brand. I know how much work goes into building something, and I don't ever want to be a obstacle or hiccup in the road, because it takes so much work to do what we do. It looks fun, and it can be fun, and the reason why it's fun is because it's what we're called to do. That's why it looks so joyous and stuff, because we are in the right place.
It's a lot of work, though.
But it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you try to align yourself. Listen, because it's a two-way street. I feel comfortable working with Kev on Here's the Thing because, as I've said several times on there, he's shown himself to be someone that I can trust. Mm-hmm. That I can trust, that he ain't gonna have me out here looking stupid where I'm having to make statements to be like, I don't know what happened. I didn't know that he was a raging maniac or something like that.
He's punching old ladies in the stomach.
Right. I don't have to do that. So I don't have to worry about my brand being jeopardized. I know that us linking together, it's only going to make my brand better. And luckily, I have helped to make his and Melissa's brand grow as well with that podcast. So, just feeling
that's important. Just not jumping on, but being a part of something else. The brands merge, and it's just like whatever this one is affected by, the other one can be as well. It's like kind of like discussions that we had this weekend. It's like, you can be negatively and or positively affected by anything else that you're attached to.
Mm-hmm. It's even I realize I do this even when I book acting jobs. Sometimes I forget that they hired me, so I can just do me. You know what I'm saying? Like I can. And a lot of times I'll be just like, is this okay? Is that what you wanted? Can I? And then I end up having hiccups in my choices where, I just feel like, having that reminder from him, because he really wants me to because he knows that if I actually come in and take up the space, it makes life easier for him. You know what I'm saying? Not that he was struggling. He was doing fine before I got there. But if I actually go in there and do what I'm supposed to do, he can just focus on what he needs to do and not have to be pushing me up a hill.
Yeah.
Okay, give him one last thing, babe, before we close this podcast. What else have you learned in 2020?
Don't listen to things that other people haven't done and they try to tell you can't, or things that you're trying to do tell you how to do it. They ain't done them, so how they gonna tell you how to do it?
Did you feel like you had that happening in 2019?
Kind of, but not. It's kind of hard to explain. It's just like, for instance, with you doing the whole social media thing and how it was frowned upon in the acting world. Mm-hmm. And it's like, they tell you, oh, well, I don't know if I want to do that, or that's not me, I'm going to leave that to them. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, but you kept on doing you. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, I'm over here doing this now. Everybody's trying to be on social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. You go on over here with a little shut down Hollywood and let me do my thing over here and be an entrepreneur. Uh-huh. So as I'm stepping into the whole, especially this, trying to come up with the content and everything of moving my stuff forward, it's not like people were directly. I feel like I was indirectly being like, I don't know if you should do this. No, I'm gonna do me. Mm-hmm. And if I fail, I'm gonna fail on something that I tried and not something I was attempting to do that somebody else told me to try.
I love that you feel comfortable enough, not that you are, but I feel like this is what's needed. You feel comfortable enough to fail.
Yeah, that's something else that taught me in 2020.
Yes, that
like I'm not afraid to fail anymore. I used to be afraid of that. That was procrastination too.
That's what. Look at what we just failed.
I already knew that.
Then why didn't you say it?
Because you ain't need to know. You ain't my therapist. God dang, get out of my head.
Who is your therapist?
Don't worry about her. Name's Keisha. No.
But yeah, it is. That's important, especially as an entrepreneur, is to being able to be okay with failing.
Yeah, because where I come from, like most people in. Do you call it normal careers? I don't know what you call it.
9 to 5 corporate America.
9 to 5 corporate America. Failure means
getting fired.
Getting fired. Failure means losing. Not being able to pay bills and car notes and stuff. To where it's like, no, that's not a thing anymore. It's way too many avenues out here.
Yeah, That's a big, if y'all don't know this, that is a big leap for my husband. That is a Superman leap, because I would say most of the stress that my husband has experienced since we have been married has been connected to his career, and it's always heightened when he feels like there's the potential of him losing employment. And I've always been like, who cares? You know, that has been me from jump. Like, while I don't want my husband out here being reckless losing jobs, but it's just like, if you're trying your best and your best does not allow you to stay somewhere, hey, it's all good. So,
but as you know, it's easier said than done. Cause like when because we
but
both do that to each other. I'm like, Angel is cool. You know.
But what you mean? What you mean?
Like when you have things that don't go well, shows that get canceled, or you didn't get picked
one day.
I know, but you used to it though, cause y'all lose. Actors be losing jobs.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
for me, I'm about to say I don't have that issue, because we're constantly. Yeah. It's always
if
always.
You have somebody in corporate America that lost a job every couple of weeks, and it's like completely different scenario.
Yes, so no, but I'm saying for you it's a big leap, because I don't have that problem, because I know my jobs are so flimsy and flaky. We don't know what's gonna happen. But for you, it was like a thing of too much of his, I don't want to say world, but for the lack of a better word, I'm going to say world, was locked up into his employment. And for me, as his wife, I know how hard my husband works. I know he's intelligent. I know he's skilled. So the last thing I'm worried about is whether or not he is employable and will be employed. He will be. And because I come from a creative background, I too believe, or we'll just create you a job. It's just that simple. We will create you a job.
Pause. Why we only got 60 likes, I need the rest of y'all to like this video on this live. Go ahead and do that right now.
This is completely irrelevant to the podcast, you guys. So, you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go ahead and like the video. Obviously, if you're listening to it on Apple Podcasts, you can't like it per se, but you can review it. That's the way you can like it. And Absolutely. We appreciate that. When you review us, it makes us more discoverable for everybody who's watching. I would love to keep this conversation going. However, we are now out of time. But if you are watching this on YouTube, you can leave us the comment of what has 2020 taught you.
Absolutely. And y'all let us know, please.
Y'all know I'll be on Instagram now. Y'all can tweet me with the hashtag ITGTCAA.
They can tweet you on Instagram?
They can tweet me on Twitter. Sorry.
Okay.
Tweet me on Twitter. And tell me what 2020 has taught you, because I actually be reading those now, because I be over there.
You be over there?
I be over there. Please follow us on our social media. I am That Chick Angel across all platforms. Marcus is
Marcus in on the gram, on Instagram. Marcus in on the book on Facebook. Make sure you check out. Go ahead.
Would you go ahead?
No, I ain't want to cut you off. Make sure you check out Manshit, MANSHYT, Manshit Beard and Body Butter. Had some technical difficulties this weekend, in case you was trying to get on there this past weekend, if you listen to this on Wednesday. But those are rectified. My new containers and branding and stuff will be going up soon.
Yeah. Excited.
Very exciting. Patreon, y'all saw that before. But yeah, it's coming. Check it out.
Again, 2 other things. If you would like to be a part of our Patreon for the low of $5, you can join by going to www.patreon.com/thatchickangel.
Absolutely. Get all the extra content. Get all the live content. Get all the content.
Content. I also just joined Cameo.com, which is an app where if you want a specific shout out, if it's your friend's birthday and she's a huge fan of mine, or he's a huge fan of mine. I've had somebody reach out to me because they wanted help to propose to their wife, and they knew that their wife was a avid follower of mine. Any of those things for a small fee, you can book me to do that. I even put on there, if you just want Marcus to roast you.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I'll roast the hell out of any of y'all.
You can.
Don't take it personal.
You can go into Cameo and book us. So check that out. Again, thank you to Mother Dirt. Thank you to BetterHelp. And thank you to Every Plate for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you to our Patreon family that's still with us, kicking it with us. And next week, we'll come back with our Enneagrams. And we're going to do, prior to that, me and Marcus are going to do a couple other quizzes and kind of figure out what all this stuff means. No, somebody,
What?
Joanna in our Patreon, I'm going to tell you what, Joanna in our Patreon, she broke some stuff down. To me, she has a book on it because her whole church did it. Mm-hmm. This stuff is actually really, really deep. Yeah. Like, it even works through some of the things, if you're this type of person, some of the things that more than likely hold you back that you should be looking out for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It is pretty dope. So anyways, we're going to, and that's what I'll try to do for my Patreon followers. I'll try to put the sites of where we're taking these tests so you all can take them as well. And we'll talk about them next week. Cool?
Cool.
All right, guys. Y'all be blessed, and we'll talk to you later.
Y'all have a good one, family.
Bye.